The next big practice, exercising. Now, I'm all over this right now because, like I've said before, I'm losing weight. I've been doing really well, and I anticipate getting to my goal weight within another year. I'm a big guy right now, but getting slimmer. So, the reason that exercising is such a common practice for early risers is because in the morning, you have a lot less excuses to not exercise. Think about it. As your day goes on, you get more things creeping up on you. There's more demands on your time. There's more things that come up that you didn't expect. There's more chores that need to be done. And all of these are often very legitimate. They're things that you do need to spend time on, and they're not something that you can just slough off. But also, your energy wears down during the day too, and so all of these things end up blocking you from exercise. And it's happened to me time and time again where I wake up a little bit late and I don't end up exercising, and I say to myself, and I'm so convinced, and I am convinced in that morning, I said I'll exercise later when I get home or after supper or whatever it might be. And by the time that comes and the dishes are done and the kids are, I spend time with the kids and I'm ready for bed, I'm too tired or I just don't have the willpower anymore. Because the reality is that in the morning, your self-discipline and your willpower is at its strongest. You won't be able, if you can't say yes to exercise in the morning, there's very little chance that you'll say yes to exercise later in the day. That's just the reality. The only exception to this is if you are already a regular exerciser. If you are someone who already goes to the gym faithfully, however many times a week, 3, 4, 5 times a week, or you're someone who's, regularly involved in a particular sport that keeps you fit. If you're that type of person, good on you. I wished I was that type of person. I haven't been, wasn't. And so if you're that type of person, then you don't need to actually add exercise to your morning routine necessarily, although I'll talk about that a little bit in the next slide. But if you're that type of person, okay, you don't need to necessarily add exercise to your routine. This is actually the biggest part of my morning routine. It takes as long or almost as long as the rest of the practices that I do. And that's partly because this is just one of my big goals right now, and like I've mentioned, it's just this getting down to my ideal weight is one of my big goals. And so this is a daily practice for me. I anticipate that when I get to my ideal weight, it'll probably reduce down to 3 times a week, or it may just shorten the amount of time each morning. So just remember that your self-discipline, your willpower is at its strongest in the morning, and therefore it makes it the most likely that you can exercise and get that done. So what exactly should you do? Should you go to the gym or should you go home? This is really up to you. First of all, is there even a gym that you can go to? Second of all, do you have the time to even do that? Personally, once in a while I can get to the gym and I have that time in the morning, but typically I don't have that amount of time. I have kids and that I need to get ready. I need to get myself ready for the day, to get out of the door, to get to work. And I don't actually love working out at the gym anyway. I'm a bit of an introvert. I'd rather just be alone, and I don't need people around to motivate me once I get going. I can motivate myself pretty well. So the answer is kind of yes. It depends on the kind of person you are. If you are the type of person that really needs some accountability, then it might be that meeting at a gym with someone, even just not even if that you're working out together, but just that we agree to meet within these doors at this time, and then you go your separate ways. That could be enough motivation for you and enough help for you to get there all the time. So if that works for you, I'd really recommend doing that. If you're going to stay home, you may say, well, what am I supposed to do at home? Let me tell you, there's a ton you can do at home. You don't need a lot of space in order to do a good, hard workout and burn a lot of calories and just build muscle and boost your whole body for the day. One thing I want to mention, and again, I do this quite often, especially if I'm running low on time, it's something called the 7-minute workout. If you Google it, you'll see it and you'll find it right away because it's very popular now. But this is a workout that's kind of been tailored for only 7 minutes, and it's doing certain exercises for 30 seconds, and then you take between 15 and 30 seconds a break, and then you move on to the next one. And you say, you think it's only 7 minutes, but man, you work up a sweat, you're breathing hard, your muscles are getting sore. So on those days when I have run out of time, I at least do 7-minute workout. And oftentimes that's great. And so I mentioned before in the previous slide that you might be the type of person that does go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week already, or you're involved in intramural sports or something like that. I would encourage you, if you're going to start working on a morning routine, I really hope you are, given that you're watching this course, I would encourage you maybe still do something like a 7-minute workout, because that exercise in the morning gets your body moving, gets your blood flowing, gets your heart pumping. Exercise is well known to be connected to your mind and the ability for your mind to be more turned on. And so still adding some exercise to the morning is a great way to just give a boost for your day. So there's the 7-minute workout, and I'll mention the link, or I'll add a link to, well, I don't even need to add the link. There's so many apps on this now. If you just put 7-minute workout, if you have a tablet or a phone, you'll find a lot. I use one called 7-minute workout on my iPad. Another thing you can do if you don't want to use something like that is just to do body weight exercises. Again, there's lots of information out there to find body weight exercises. One that I have used in the past is called turbulence training. And again, there's some great stuff you can do that just can work any muscle in your body. And you don't need any weights, and you don't need a lot of space. It's really, it's incredible that you don't really have to go to the gym. You don't need all these weights in order to do this. I personally have done a lot of bodyweight exercises in the past, and right now I'm kind of obsessed with kettlebell exercises. I kind of just like that extra resistance and swinging something heavy around, and I use apps for this as well. It's called Kettlebell Encyclopedia is the one I use. Another app that might be good if you don't really like the idea of muscle, pushing muscle kind of thing, is just to start running. That is something that you can walk out your door and do. You don't need a gym. If you have a treadmill, sure, you can use that. But I've used an app in the past called Couch to 5K or 0 to 5K that helps you train towards a 5-kilometer race. So again, these are really easy things that you can do right from your home. You don't need to pay for a gym membership. You don't need fancy equipment. If none of what I just said at all appeals to you, I still think you don't have any excuse. So let's say I don't feel like buying an app, don't feel about trying to figure out some bodyweight exercises. Like I said, I don't think you still have any excuse to not get moving a little bit in the morning, because all of us know what these are. Jumping jacks, push-ups, squats, and crunches. There isn't anyone who doesn't know what those are. And those are all excellent exercises for you. So even if you don't want to do any of the stuff that I've said so far, doing 30 of each of those, maybe if that's too high, starting with something like 20 jumping jacks and then 10 of each of the other ones, or even just 10, 10, 10, 10, and trying to do that 3 times through, moving up to 20, then moving up to 30. Even if you just add that to your routine, this will be great for you still. It will be a benefit to you as far as your waistline, as far as your muscles, and as far as your body goes in your whole day. And if you're just looking for something really different, if you feel like you need a lot of change, and I've kind of gone through that in the last few weeks where I wanted to change up my kettlebell routines, I just YouTubed it. There's tons of free material out there on YouTube. All these personal trainers, they're looking to make money, but they're also looking to help people, and so they often just put their stuff right on YouTube. And so I've been doing some kettlebell exercises that I found on YouTube every once in a while, just to change it up a little, because sometimes I do get bored with something and I just need a small change up, and so that's what I've done. So you really have no excuse. You don't need to do a lot of time. Just doing those 4 like I suggested, for 5 minutes, for 3 minutes, any of this will help. And the added advantage of being home then is that you can then have your shower in the morning, and then you're good to go for the day. So again, really encourage you that you make this part of your regular morning routine, moving that body and giving yourself that extra boost for the day.